Venice is a marvelous city. Its canals are lined with exciting things to see and do. One such place is the Italian Naval History Museum. In its 42 rooms, the seafaring history of Venice comes alive. In one of the rooms was a large canister, open at one end, with a miniature submarine emerging from it. It can be debated whether it was a submarine or manned torpedo. Here I am in front of it. These are not to be confused with the midget submarines, which carried a 5-man crew. Italian frogmen rowed this underwater machine to an enemy ship and attached the warhead before escaping, detonating the warhead electrically. These tiny craft were designated SLC, lento solo, which meant slow-moving torpedo. They were nicknamed Molly, the Italian word for pig, because in the development process, so many of them sank, the developer said, "There goes another pig." The man in the front was the pilot, and the man in the rear was responsible for attaching the warhead to the ship. They were called gamma men. It was a simple system if you had nerves of steel and a generous amount of luck. The men who operated these miniature submarines were members of Xmas. The most famous of their assaults on Allied forces in World War II was their attack on Alexandria Harbor, the 18th of December, 1941. The same month, the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor. Alexandria Harbor was the center of British influence in the Eastern Mediterranean. But on that day, the Italian submarine Skiri launched 3 Molly. The gate to the harbor had been left open. It was not unusual for harbors to have gates of steel cables to prevent the entry of enemy submarines. The gamma men selected their targets within Alexandria Harbor. Targeted were the British battleships HMS Queen Elizabeth and HMS Valiant, and a third ship. The third ship was an oiler, a transport. All the gamma men were successful in attaching the 600-kilogram warheads to each ship. Unfortunately, the Italians attacking the Valiant were discovered and arrested by the crew. De la Pena did not inform Captain Morgan of the Valiant of the location of the warhead until just minutes before the explosion. All 6 of the gamma men were captured and spent the rest of the war as prisoners of war. Xmas members received awards for military valor. De la Pena became an assault swimmer for the Allies. Emilio Bianchi first saw his 4-year-old daughter after the war was over. But the war ended before the 10th Light Flotilla could attempt its greatest prize, New York City. This is but one story about one object in the Italian Naval History Museum. There are many more stories just waiting to be discovered.